guys, it's Ashley with Pugs and Pearls, and tonight I thought I would do a palette review on the LORAC Pro 3 palette. Now, I know this palette has been around for a little while. It's one of LORAC's newer mainline releases. They did just come out with the LORAC Mega Pro 3, which is a limited edition one, which to me kind of seems like the next version, like the expanded version of this. And I've been really debating on whether or not I need to get the LORAC Mega Pro 3. But I figured I would talk about this because I did tell you guys I was working on a review. It's just taken me a little while. And first off, I wanted to kind of tell you just a little bit about it, pricing, and then I'm going to show you swatches, and then we're going to talk about kind of my final thoughts. So first off, this palette can be purchased pretty much at any of your, Sephora or Ulta stores, and it is $44. And it is in, like I said, the main line for LORAC stuff. So this is one that's going to be around a while. That's why I still thought I should do the review, because if you haven't tried LORAC shadows, I do think they're good. They are very, very specific though, and they have some things that you may or may not like about them. So first off, let's go ahead and show you the swatches of this palette. I'm going to go into detail on each shade and kind of show you what they look like in the sunlight.
So guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is what the palette looks like on the outside. It's just a nice beige color. And the top row is matte and the bottom row is shimmer. So first up we have Blanc, which is just a really light white matte. And I definitely had to build that one up. The next one is Canvas. It's a very light beige. Then we have Cool Taupe, Pink Nude, Clay, and then this one is Terracotta. It's a really dirty yellow, Dark Brown, which is a really nice matte brown, and then we have Jet Black. So there's an up-close look at all of those shades. I thought the mattes did pretty well on their swatches. Next up for shimmer, we have Light Gold, one of my favorites. Then Almond Pearl, and Medallion I hate. I think that one took forever for me to build up. It's really chunky. Then we have Light Pewter, which is really nice. Amethyst, which is gorgeous, it's maroon. Rose Bronze, which is also pretty. Dark Mocha, which is beautiful as well. And Truffle. So if you look at them closely, you can see all of them swatch pretty well except for Medallion. And Pearl's in there too a little bit, saying hi. So I swipe them off here so you can see that the shimmers tend to rub off easier than the mattes, just to show you longevity purposes if you kind of touch them or move them around.
All right, guys, so the shades I think are actually super pigmented, and they are very standard to the other LORAC palettes that I have. They're very, very buttery, they're very, very powdery, and they're very, very soft, which makes them great. They blend out very, very easily. But the one thing that I kind of notice is that when they're so soft like that, sometimes your eye look that you blend starts to get really muddled or muddy. And so that's my one complaint about this palette. Other than that, I think the shades are really, really neutral. I think that they're very, very like work appropriate or school appropriate, which I think most people will get a ton of use out of. I know I have genuinely been digging into some of these shades, and I've kind of used it as an everyday palette for work for the last couple of weeks. So I've really, really tested this out. And I have to say, my one complaint is that those eyeshadow, like the shades get very muddled on the eye. And so I just try not to use too many shades. Now, for instance, I am wearing this eye look that I've got on my lids from this palette today. I used 3 shades to get this look, and it's held up really well. I definitely use a primer with any shadow, so I definitely think you need a primer, but I think it held up really, really well throughout the day. The one shadow that I do have a complaint about is Medallion. It looks so pretty in the pan, but it's extremely chunky, and it does not swatch well. It just like kind of blends away, and those big like chunks like just kind of flake off. So like I don't know. I don't like how it looks because it doesn't represent what it is in the pan. And do you see like all those like heavy chunks? You can kind of just blow it off and it goes out. But the shades that I thought were kind of cool that are thrown in here that I think are fun are Amethyst and Terracotta, which is this red and this yellow maize color. They're really pretty shades, but unfortunately, like I said, I do feel like they kind of get blown out when you try to blend them out too hard. So really pretty on their own, but they start blending and they get muddled really, really easily. Now, even though I feel that way, I still think that I can get a ton of looks out of it. I've gotten plenty. You can kind of deepen it up with some of these darker black and gray shades. Another cool thing about how LORAC arranges this palette is this top row is all matte and this bottom row is all kind of like shimmer. Some are a little bit thicker or chunkier than others, but for the most part, it's a really soft, buttery type formula. So I have to say, like, I'm a little conflicted because I like this palette, but I don't love it. I wear it enough though to make it completely worth it, and I am not regretting that I purchased it by any means. It was $44, but I do feel like these are very wearable. The quality of the shadows is great. I just wish they blended easier and held their color and not so much muddle when they get blended too much. So you just have to be careful, and I would say don't use a ton of shades in a look, otherwise it can get muddled easily. Now, other than that, I do think LORAC's a great brand. I have a lot of their stuff, and the only thing I don't know now is, do I need the Mega Pro 3? That is the limited edition one. It has not the same shades, but very similar tone, as in very natural, very neutral, and it's like double the size of this palette as far as like how many shadows you get. So I'm debating on whether or not I need to pick that up, because again, it's limited edition and I just don't know. Do I need it, or is this enough for my neutral heart's content? You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below what you think. Did you pick it up? What do you guys think about this palette? Have you used it, and are you gonna get it if you haven't? Like I said, I like it. It's just, I would give it a 4 out of 5, not a complete 5, because I wish they blended and not muddled blend. So that's my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you in the comments below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!